welcome to an episode of the Dragon Capture Jar. We're taking a random dragon monster and talk about it off the cuff. So here is the jar. And this week it's caught us an oldie, Troop Dragon. Yes, I just like how this card looks. It just looks like a, well, it's exactly what it looks like. It's a bunch of little dragons wearing their armor, weapons, and they're a bunch of little troopers. Yes, I found this card by going through my older GOAT format cards, because GOAT format is now a thing in Time Wizard and Time Wizard Advanced. And yes, I've been experimenting with this card personally because it's a very, very simple effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard by battle, you can special summon another Troop Dragon from your deck. So if you have 3 of these cards, it's really good for deck thinning, at least. You know, that was the idea during the day, or it's just another form of defense. So, because of course, back then you could only like set one monster and, you know, one at a time, really, once per turn, unless you special summon something to go along with it. But yeah, basically, if it's your first turn, you put this guy down defense, and that's it. Your opponent will attack into it. You can just get another one out. So it's really good for your next turn. To do a single tribute summon, like to get Summon Skull out, for example. This guy was really good for that, because your opponent on their turn, they're just going to get, well, one monster out to swing into this. I mean, this guy has very little attack and defense, so really all this guy is really good for is to deck thin or to keep something on the field for, well, defensive purposes. Now, of course, I mean, it's okay for dragon decks, like the old school ones. It can even be used in an Exodia deck when you think about it, because again, there was very little draw power in decks back then. You had Pot of Greed and Graceful Charity when those were legal, and, well, to a lesser extent, you could probably use Cyberjar. Not only to just, you know, destroy your opponent's, you know, everyone's field, but you can dig deeper into your deck for 5 cards. But then you had cards like these, like Troop Dragon, you had Bourbonic Vermin, you had Nimble Mamunga. It would just help thin out your deck to get to certain cards faster. So yeah, very little consistency back then, but this is what we had to make do with. So yeah, now when it comes to GO format, yes, I'm thinking of putting this into my Dragon Rush deck, because my Dragon deck was like from the 2003 and 04 era, and GOAT decks, they always play the 05 era. So yeah, a little out of date. So if I can get something for thinning and defense, it's not a bad choice. So I don't know, does anyone out there play GOAT format, or even some of the just regular old-fashioned Dragon decks just for fun? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, would you include this guy in your deck? Because I'm thinking of doing that if I do play in the format again. So remember to be a good sport, to play the game, not the fame. See ya!